I'm Sherry.
I'm Peter.
Welcome to today's Advantech webinar. Advantech is Microsoft Global Authorized Distributor, and recently Advantech India has signed up as the Tier 2 CSP with Microsoft. So Peter, can you please share more with us?
Yeah, definitely. So Advantech, we have been considered to be world's largest IPC by the people for a long time. But what people they don't know is actually Advantech, we have had very long-term partnership with Microsoft, starting the embedded license. And just recently, we have been very proud to say that we have also been the Tier 2 CSP cloud solution partner within India. So basically right now, Advantech, we can not only provide the hardware, but also the software and also the cloud solution. So throughout today's webinar, we have invited several of our very key members, key partners to share their experience. Starting from Praveen, as Advantech Product Sales Manager, telling you what is the benefit you can bring to your platform by adopting Microsoft license. Secondly, we have Arya from Reddington to share what kind of benefit by Reddington and Advantech can bring to your solution to get your data to the cloud. Finally, how do we put the things together is that we need very strong integrator. That is the WebSync. Ashish from WebSync will share his experience in the past to let us know what is the best option that we have within Advantech to bring you a ready-to-use IoT.
Also in today's webinar, we are going to provide the 15 Amazon e-gift card for you. So how to get it? Just address your question via chat box. So first, let's welcome Praveen to introduce the Microsoft IoT solution. Let's welcome Praveen.
Hello everyone, my name is Praveen and I'm a product sales manager for Microsoft Software Solutions from Advantech India. In today's session, I'm trying to cover about Windows IoT licensing, its features and benefits. Let's have a quick look on Microsoft different licensing. Primarily, Microsoft licenses their products in 4 ways: retail license, volume license, ISV, and OEM license. Retail license are license between a user and Microsoft. These are the only license allows a user to transfer it from a device to another device. Volume license are direct license between Microsoft and small and medium business organizations and enterprise customers. These are generally upgrade license, and a minimum qualifying OEM license should be present in a device to apply OEM licensing in it. ISVs are independent software vendor licensing. Then OEM. OEM licenses are available in 3 types, and these are licensed between Microsoft and original equipment manufacturers. First one, direct OEM. Second is indirect OEM license. And the third one is OEM Embedded Device License, OED. The direct OEM license are licensed between Microsoft and larger OEMs. Indirect OEM licensing is available through the distribution channel and is for the smaller OEMs and system integrators. OED license, otherwise called as embedded license. These are licenses available for specialized device, and both direct and indirect license are managed through the distribution channel. Windows Embedded License, as I mentioned earlier, Windows Embedded License are fixed or dedicated function device license, and these licenses are famous for its long availability and support. Still, Windows 7 Pro or Windows XP is available for our customers. Even Windows Server license like 2008, 2012 Server or even 2016 Server also is available through Windows Embedded channel. With the release of Windows 10 and adopting the new technologies like IoT, cloud solution, etc., Windows Embedded is rebranded as Windows IoT, and we can see the products released afterwards are coming with IoT instead of Windows Embedded. The SKUs like Windows 10 IoT Enterprise 2016, Windows 10 IoT Enterprise 2019, Server IoT 2019, etc. are examples. Still, the legacy products like Windows Embedded, Windows 10 Embedded products also is available through Windows IoT channel. So it's a name change, but all products are still available through our channel, and it all have a long availability. Now, Windows 10 products have a 10 years of life cycle, 10 years of product availability, and 10 years of product support. We have around 700 plus products available through our channel in terms of OS server, SQL server, etc. Advantech is a global distributor for Microsoft Windows Embedded and its IoT licensing. We provide all the necessary support for OEM partners for building their specialized device. Next slide, let us have a comparison between Windows Pro and Windows IoT. Windows Pro licenses are designed for consumer device and for business daily tasks like word processing, email, internet, etc. This is a general purpose OS and also can be used for fixed application, but it doesn't have the supporting features in it, which makes a specialized device more rugged and a steady product. Now let us have a check. What is the advantages using Windows IoT Enterprise OS? As I mentioned earlier, Windows IoT Enterprise OS is a part of OEM channel, and these licenses can be installed freshly in a device. These are designed for special and fixed applications. These OS are cheaper. I'll explain this in the next slide. And Windows 10 Pro's pre-installation is not required because if you need an Enterprise Edition OS from Volume Licensing channel, you need to have a Windows 10 Pro pre-installed OS, and on top of that only you can get this upgrade version of volume licensing. You have to pay the cost of both the license to get this, and it is not available in the normal channel. It's in the E3 classification and above only, Enterprise Agreement classification and above only it's available. The Enterprise license have a very good feature called lockdown. It's not the lockdown we are facing now. So this lockdown features, it's a set of features, enables the system to become more rugged, hardware friendly and stable. It has unified write filter, it has USB filter, registry filter, keyboard filter, and shell launcher like features. Rightly using these features will make the system more stable and rugged. Windows IoT Enterprise license are recommended to use it in fixed purpose scenarios like digital signage, kiosk, thin clients, video conferencing device, in automotive industry, in education, in transportation, in ATMs, in medical device, like this. Any specialized device, we can use Windows 10 IoT Enterprise. Let's go to the next slide. As I mentioned, Windows IoT Enterprise license is cost-effective license. Windows IoT Enterprise license is available to its customers in 3 variants: entry, value, and high-end. This can be selected based on the processor which the customer is used in their device, and the cost of the OS varies according to the processor. If you are in an entry category processor, your device is with an Atom processor or a Celeron entry level or a Pentium entry level, you can select the OS SKU called entry. And if your processor is beyond that and up to i5 processor range, there you can select a value SKU. And if it is beyond that, like i7, i9, Xeon, or any of the processor which are not mentioned in the below category, if you are using, then you have to pay equivalent value for high-end SKU. Example, entry will cost you approximately 3,000 and value will be costing you approximately 6,000 or below that, and high-end will be costing you approximately around 10,000 rupees. So the same featured OS, no difference in the OS, but based on your processor, you will be getting a price benefit here. Next slide. And Microsoft release the qualifying processor list periodically. You can reach out to us for selecting the right OS for your right device. We will definitely help our partners to select the right OS for your right product. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, now we know that Windows IoT is available in entry, value, and high-end variant. Windows IoT also provides another feature called LTSB or LTSC and SAC or CBB. What is LTSB? LTSB means it's long-term service branch. We were telling about 10 years of product support, 10 years of product availability. It's the same thing. Long-term service branch and or long-term service channel. Now the latest name is long-term service channel, and before it was called as CBB, that is current business branch, and CB, current branch. Generally all our normal OS, the consumer range OS or a business range OS are coming under the category of CB and CBB. But recently, they have changed the policies and they have changed the name, consolidating both CB and CBB together. They made it as SAC, semi-annual channel. Semi-annual channel models are the normal OS feature what we are seeing. We have LTSP versions and CBB versions both available through our channel. For example, if an application demands a particular version of OS, then we can choose an LTSP or LTSC model. Here the OS remains same, but it gets the feature updates and security patches regularly from Microsoft. And if an application requirement is a consumer-like feature or a regular feature update and changes if required, you can opt for an SAC. Let's go to the next slide. Yes, there are a lot of people ask me what's the difference between LTSB and LTSC. It's an updation of policy change. LTSB 2016 is an OS released in 2016. The policies are made according to the features available in that OS. Now in 2019, after 3 years when we are releasing a new version, a lot of new features are added on the OS. Something related to GDPR, yes, new compliance are added, IoT Edge support is added. So there are changes in the policies. So when Microsoft changed the policies, they have named it as LTSC. While concluding today's session, what are the benefits we are getting with Windows Embedded or IoT licensing? We are getting a dedicated function OS, a lower cost Windows license, same technology and features, a long product support. I hope all of you understood what I have covered in this session. If you have any queries, please let us know. My email ID is praveen.b@advantech.com. Thank you very much. Have a safe and healthy stay for all of you in this difficult situation. Thank you.
Thanks, Praveen. Now let's welcome Aria from Resident Cloud team to share their know-how on Azure solutions.
Hi everyone. First of all, thanks for your time and your interest for this session. Myself, Arya, I'm from Reddington Cloud team. To start off with Reddington, we are a distributor spread across India. We have n number of products from pen drive to cloud, and for cloud we do have a separate team who help the customers and the partners from end to end. Okay, and Advantech is one of our Microsoft and a cloud partner. So what Advantech and Reddington together trying to do is like hand holding. We are trying to address the needs and the issues or solve the issues of the customer on a Microsoft and a cloud perspective. So let's start with the basic cloud models. This would not be new to any person right now, because these are the wordings, or like these are the terms which are hearing from a pretty olden days. Because cloud is not a new term anymore in the market. But whenever we start a cloud discussion, this is mandatory, or like this is the basics. So what we are comparing to cloud is definitely our on-premise. Because earlier when we were putting everything on a server or your NAS boxes or storage boxes or hard disk or whatever, now we are trying to put all these things into cloud. That is how cloud is born, or why we are using cloud. So in these things itself, we have three different models: IaaS, or your infrastructure as a service; your PaaS, or your platform as a service; your SaaS, or your software as a service. Right now I'm focusing more on infrastructure as a service only, or your IaaS. Okay, this is a general model for any public cloud. Okay, let it be AWS, let it be Azure, let it be Google. This is the same. So in an infrastructure as a service model, what happens is like your vendor, here it is a Microsoft or your AWS or your Google, whatever. They'll be providing you the network, storage, server, virtualization, everything they'll provide and they'll manage for you. What you have to do is like only put your data or your application and you choose your OS and you run it. Okay, the rest it would be managed by them. unless like your on-premise services where you manage everything right from your platform to your application OS, everything you manage. In an IaaS model, it's different. And as I was mentioning earlier, Redington have association with n number of vendors, so it includes many of the top cloud vendors also. Here we are speaking on Azure or a Microsoft vendor only. Let's look forward. So Microsoft or Azure, they provide many solutions, okay, on cloud right now. Not only like just your VM or a storage, we have many solutions in Azure, including certain solutions which are specifically named, like your disaster recovery. It is called as Azure Site Recovery. It comes as a different package, okay, with a very low cost. Like that, you have like SAP on Azure, Red Hat on Azure. So whatever you see here are some of the major things which is running or rolling in the market, which customer definitely comes and asks for. We are speaking about cloud maybe for a long time right now, okay, because cloud became a very familiar word. So when as a customer you can try cloud, or you want to experiment cloud but still you are stuck at some on-prem solutions, so when is the correct time, or when can you think of cloud? So these are some of the scenarios. So I'll explain one of the few important things which you can really relate to. Okay, one would be like you have a data center, obviously. So your contracts or your AMC getting expired. So you want to renew it. So at that time gap, you just think of a cloud and try moving it to cloud, and for a small time you can just experiment it. If it is working out fine, we'll take it up in a cloud, or else suspend it and go back to your on-prem. Similarly, one more thing which we could connect really to the same aspect is your software and a hardware refresh time. Okay, you are going for a hardware refresh, maybe after 5 years of your server, you are going to purchase a new server. Okay, so just spare some days before getting those servers purchased. Try small modules or 1 or 2 of your servers on a cloud. You pay only for that month, on only for those usages, right? We are not asking any payment for a 1 year or like for 5 years, how you spend for your server. We are not putting end-to-end cost. Whatever you are using only would be the cloud costing you. So you can try at your time of a hardware and a software refresh. At some point, again, you are having some urgent requirements, like you have to increase your storage, or you want an additional 1 more server and all. So you are creating a purchase order, placing it to some of your partner, putting it to another vendor. You have to deliver it. All those may take time, right? So at that point, for a short while, maybe you can try it out in cloud. That is on an urgent capacity needs. Then the other part is like when your end customer or someone is coming and asking you like, I want some solutions on an application hosting model or somewhere. I want some solutions which cause most of the compliance issue that has been run by the government or your ISO team, ISI teams and all. At that point also you can even try for this one. The other part was a security threats, because we really heard about many of these ransomware attacks, Bitcoin attacks and all. So at that point also, when you feel like any of your systems or any of your servers are frequently getting attacked or hacked by by hackers or something like that, at that point for us few time you can check for cloud model, and if you are really satisfied on the security options provided by the cloud vendor, we can move on. And the other option would be like when you are trying for some testing purposes, maybe your application testing or some other testings, okay, don't spend on another physical server. Put it on a cloud, because it like your application testing, all those definitely goes for only 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, or like for maybe an year. It's for short terms. So don't spend that again on a server, on a physical model or an on-premise model. Put that on a cloud, because it is short term. You pay bill for only those small time and then suspend it, because there is no hardware cost associated with it. You are not putting it on a hardware and wasting it. So we saw the scenarios when we can think of cloud. Okay, at what point we can think of cloud. So in order to start with, what all can we think on cloud? Okay, to start with, we are not really recommending you to look into some bigger workloads like your SAP or your machine learning, artificial intelligence, or big data analytics. Nothing like that. Don't ever start with this. That is really recommended. Okay, we'll start with the smaller things, which are the basic things on a cloud, so that you also feel confident, everyone working around also feel like confident on cloud, and later we'll step by step we'll move to cloud on a higher level. So the basic three things is, I'll suggest these three things. First one would be your backup on cloud. Now you would be putting your backup of your data into some hardware, pen drive, CDs or something like that, or maybe like written formats, files also would be there still now also with certain organizations, we don't know. Why don't we try putting it into cloud, which is really like very small part and which is really cost efficient. The next thing would be like any of your customer is asking, or you yourself are trying to host some application. Why don't we try it on cloud? Instead of buying a hardware, a server, and putting an application there, try it in cloud. If it is really working out, take it forward. Okay, so here you are again cutting your infrastructure cost. Okay. The next thing would be obviously your website hosting. Okay, you are putting your website into cloud. Again, cost efficiency is there. It is more flexible. You can easily build the websites. It will be very handy. And you won't be having any security issues. So always a vendor is telling you like, we'll give you all the solutions, platform, everything, we'll take care of it. Okay, if there is any loss, again Microsoft is having SLAs with every customer who is hosting on Azure, where they are assuring that there won't be any data loss. If there is any data loss or security issues happening, they'll pay you back for that. So it is really advisable to try and move to cloud, where the vendor himself is assuring you we'll pay back and we'll give you the entire security. If there is any problem, we'll pay you back.
Thank you, Arya. So far, we have learned the Windows IoT solution from Praveen and the Azure Cloud from Reddington. Next, we will have Ashish from WebSync to share how do WebSync and Advantech put things together to drive operational excellence.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Nene. I'm the CEO at WebSim Solutions, which is Advantech partner primarily in India, and increasingly we're also working with Advantech worldwide for our implementations. Now WebSim it was incorporated in 2015, so we are a 5-year-old company. We are primarily providing solutions on 2 of our IoT platforms called FaktoryWize and Tezeva. And we also work with customers in not just implementing our platforms, but also providing consulting services in implementing their 4.0 industry initiatives as well. We are present with our implementations in India primarily, but also few countries outside of India. We have implemented our solutions in the manufacturing vertical, both process and discrete manufacturing, across multiple verticals, in glass, in automobile, in cable manufacturing, in FMCG and multiple other verticals. We also work with OEMs and machine manufacturers, again in multiple verticals. This includes smart cities, in agricultural space, in power and energy equipment space, material handling space, and other verticals as well. Let me quickly introduce you to 2 of our solutions, and post introduction, I will also quickly talk about 2 representative case studies for both our solutions. And then once we are live, then I'll be happy to take your questions as well. So the first solution that we have is our IoT platform for manufacturing, both, like I said earlier, discrete and process manufacturing customers. Here, primarily, there are three areas in which we provide solutions. The first solution is in the plant monitoring space, where a lot of our customers who do not have full visibility on their plant and operations on the ground would want greater visibility, would want to see real-time insights into their manufacturing processes, improve efficiency, understand their downtimes, as well as understand their losses. So these are the primary reasons why customers deploy our plant monitoring solutions under the flagship product called FaktoryWize in their plants today. And here we have deployed in multi-plant, multi-country, and multiple lines and multiple product implementations, or as a combination. The second area where we provide solution under the FaktoryWize banner is in the utilities monitoring space. Now here, primarily the customers are looking to monitor utilities consumed during their manufacturing process, whether these are gases or electricity or water or fuels and so on. The idea is to understand if there are certain alerts and on pre-configured events in terms of the amount of fuel consumed, for example, or amount of utilities consumed if they're exceeding a certain number and so on, so that the right balance can be kept in terms of utilities consumption, and also to reduce the pilferage as well as wastage, because increasingly organizations want to measure the utilities consumed and how utilities are affecting the unit cost of the product as well, and also for environmental reasons. The third area in which we offer our solutions under the FaktoryWize banner is in the plant maintenance space. Here, the use case is to reduce the cost of maintenance, also to reduce complaints as well as compliance to adhered processes as well as best practices. Also, since our application platform is measuring the actual utilities being the actual usage of the equipment during the manufacturing process, as against the planned usage, we also do usage-based maintenance of equipment, and therefore the scheduling and the alerts. And based on the amount of data that we collect on the equipment, as well as data from the OEMs, we also, in time, once we have enough data to analyze, we also then work with our customers to build predictive models to also predict possible maintenance requirements for their equipment going forward. So these are the primary three areas in which we work with customers. And while implementing these solutions, we of course have to implement and integrate with line of business systems like an SAP HANA or an Oracle to understand the production plan versus the actual production, because most of the time the production planning is done in the ERP systems. We also integrate with line of business systems beyond ERP, and also have extended our implementations beyond the parent plants, but also to their tier 1 suppliers, to have a better integration between the parent manufacturer as well as their supply chain, to do just in time better and also to improve quality. Let me then move on to the second solution that we have. Tezeva is a solution primarily meant for OEMs, machine builders, and machine manufacturers across verticals. Now, these can be applied. This is a horizontal solution which can be applied to any customer with any vertical. Now, the use case at Tezeva is very different compared to the IoT and Industry 4.0 initiatives in manufacturing. Here, OEMs are looking at monitoring their equipment for primarily improving their equipment uptime, predicting failures, predicting usage patterns, and then making their service organization ready for servicing that equipment, and also sometimes proactive service even before the equipment fails, primarily in the case of a rental kind of implementation rather than when the equipment is sold out, because then the OEM or the machine builder has to adhere to certain SLAs, certain compliances, and also guarantee uptime and usage of the equipment and quality of the usage of the equipment. So that is the primary use case that we work with. So here our product has features which allow you to monitor the equipment, sometimes control the equipment remote, remote start stop the equipment or upgrade of the equipment or and so on, and shut it down in case of extreme situations. Also do predictive maintenance, make sure that the warranty claims are within the permissible, based on the agreed contract terms. Also adhere to SLAs based on contract terms. Also make sure that the asset is performing as per contract terms. And also we also have a module for connected field service, so that as an interesting example, we're implementing our connected field service in conjunction with monitoring, so that the equipment itself, based on its condition usage, can on its own raise a ticket on a platform which can be proactively serviced even before the customer complains. Right? So this is primarily what we do in the Tezeva platform. Here we've implemented in the multiple verticals, like I said earlier. In smart cities, Jaipur city in India, all streetlights are managed, monitored, and controlled on this platform, which is a Microsoft global case study. DIF is another a Danish customer of ours. I will talk about DIF a little bit more in the case study, and multiple other verticals. Let me move on to the case studies and talk about two of them. Both these case studies are referenceable as Microsoft global case studies. The first case study is a customer, which actually is a joint customer between Websim and Advantech. Now, Piramal Glass is one of the largest and the leading manufacturers of glass bottles worldwide. They manufacture these glass bottles across 4 plants, one in the US, one in Sri Lanka, and 2 in India, across more than 55 lines and more than 15 furnaces. In the volumes are higher than 2.5 million glass bottles manufactured across their 4 plants per day. Now their primary challenge, and again, the glass bottles are meant for pharma, food and beverage, as well as in the perfumery verticals. Now their biggest challenge was that they had very little real-time insights in their manufacturing processes, because all documentation, reporting across their line were all manual and all paper-based. They could not take real-time decisions on any improvement initiatives that they wanted to implement, so that the quality of the bottle increases. So all that was manual. So they implemented our solution. We also installed for them sensors, and also across the line, across multiple stages, as well as connected with the sensors on the furnace. And now the entire line, right from the furnace all the way to quality checks and packaging, is all integrated and all automated. And we have also integrated our system with SAP HANA, so that we can do real-time production versus production plan measurements and do a loop back. We are also now implementing for them a project wherein on our platform, so that we can do a correlation between the small changes in the furnace temperature and connect that with the quality of the bottle at the output stage, and see how small variances in the furnace temperature does affect the quality of the bottle based on the type of bottle, and make the right corrections proactively to the extent possible. Now, as a consequence of this implementation, there was drastic improvement in terms of efficiency and reduction in product defects. Losses drastically reduced, as well as our solution overall was less than 40% of the cost of an glass industry MES. So that is one representative case study of our FaktoryWize platform. Let me now move on to the second use case, which is DIF. Now, DIF is a Danish customer. They are present in offshore, marine, and wind businesses. They manufacture controllers which go on the equipment like DGs. Their biggest challenge, again, from an OEM perspective, was they wanted to improve their customer services. They also wanted to make sure that the equipment uptime is good. A lot of their equipments are rented rather than sold as fleets. So they also had contractual agreements and quality quality output agreements with customers which they had to adhere to. And as a consequence, it was necessary that they monitor the equipment in real time and also analyze a lot of data to improve the R&D of future equipments and future products as well. Now we implemented our solution connected to the PLCs and IoT gateways on the DGs, and they have more than 40,000 DGs implemented worldwide in offshore and marine. And as a consequence, they could see drastic improvements in their services. It also, they offered our product as a white label platform to their customers called Insight, which I will quickly play a video on, which also gave them an additional revenue stream. And overall, since the data was transparent to the customer as well as to DIF, it also created a lot of much improved customer satisfaction. So with this, I would like to conclude and thank you for your time. And in case you have any questions, I'll be happy to take any questions you may have.
Thank you, Ashish. That's all for today's webinar. If you still have questions, leave your question via chat box and also get the chance to win our Amazon e-gift card. Or you can mail your question to the below address. Our local expert will help on it. Also, you can follow our LinkedIn, Advantech India and Advantech Israel for the latest information. Last but not the least, don't forget to join our upcoming webinar, Intelligent Detection and AI Solution for COVID-19 on July 1st. We will share how we at Advantech co-work with our customers against COVID-19 through intelligent detection and AI solutions. Also, by joining the webinar, you will have chance to bring Apple Watch home. So, scan the QR code and register now. See you next month. Bye!